everyone, thank you so much for your purchase. Just wanted to quickly run through how to edit your template and also access it to start with, so you have everything you need to enjoy making your invitation and extras, any games and things like that that you might have purchased from our shop. Yeah, so you can have a wonderful celebration. So let's start with this. So when you have made your purchase, you're going to get yourself a PDF. I'll just zoom out. You're going to get a great PDF with lots of information for you. I just wanted to make sure that you had all of that really important information highlighted, particularly the printing and colors. That's a really, really big thing. So to edit your template, we are in a minute, we're just going to click here. If you hover over your PDF where it says edit your template here, you can see that the link is just there. In terms of printing and colors, it's really important to make sure that you do a test print before you print in bulk. That's what we've got here. It also says that everything is designed in A5. So once you're happy with your design, you can actually duplicate the pages. You can fit 2 A5s to a page or an A4 print. Alternatively, you can actually make 4 copies. And if you want them even smaller, you can do 4 to an A4 page, which is really helpful. But definitely do that test print first for anything you do, just to make sure your colors work really well, the contrast and the saturation. Every printer is different, whether it's a home printer, wax inkjet, whether it's a professional printer, and then even the paper has an effect as well if you're not familiar with all of this sort of thing. So the paper and the thickness of the paper can really make a difference too. And the other option is some people might even be purchasing this because they love the design and they just want to be able to not just print it, but they might want to send it to people via their phones just as an image, which that's something you can do as well. So you want to make sure it looks good in any situation. So most of these designs, as you can see, are in a free Canva account. I like to make sure that I do that just so everyone has access to great designs at a budget-friendly cost. But some elements you might need a pro account for, and I'll show you what they look like, and that's just an extra fee. But let's get started. So we're going to click here to edit the template. And as you can see here, we're going to use the template for a new design. And up it has popped. So here we have our design that is loading. It says here, copy of the Blue Rococo baby shower invitations. So what we might want to do is we're just going to change it to Grace's baby shower invitations, and that way it personalizes it and makes it for you. If we go to this grid view, you can see all of the different options. So I've got baby shower, baby sprinkle, books for baby and gifts. And then I've also got here books for babies and gifts in the multiple birth options as well, in case Bubs is not just one bub, but you're having, maybe mum's having 2, maybe mum's having 3 or more. So we're going to double click here and we're back to our first page. So let's start with the text. Now these different elements are all grouped together. So we're going to start, as you can see this dotted line comes up, we're going to ungroup that. And now each purple line shows all the different elements. So these are all editable, deletable, up to you. So each of these baby letters are actually different images. So you can change that and replace it with just some text if you'd like to do that. And you just click on it and hit delete. Now let's say you accidentally did that. We're going to go and click undo, and then we have redo. So that's really your fail safe. Now I'm going to change this to Grace, and what we want to do is make this a little bit bigger. So we double click in the text box again. It's very similar to Windows. You can just use your plus, or if you want to go to a preset size, you can do that as well. Now, as you can see, it's not really centered. It's nice and big because we wanted it a little bit bigger. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure it's vertically centered and that it looks right as well. So you can even use your up and down arrow keys and see how it even gives you the measurements. So that was 1.2 either side, so it's nice and simple. We're just going to change the date to Sunday, and maybe let's do the 16th of, I don't know, we've just finished January, so let's go to that. And then these are all changeable as well. So you've got the address and everything. If you've got the baby shower games pack, all of the different answers will be, options for the questions will be just as easily changed. So we've gone through all of the text. Let's have a look at the contrast. Let's say you have printed these at home and the colors are just too similar and you really need to change this background color because it just doesn't work with the contrast. So anytime you select something, the particular tab comes up. So if we click on the text, you can see you can do bold, you can do underline, very similar to Word, as I said. And then here is that text color option as well. So you can change the color of the text. Let's say we want to make it just slightly darker. We can do that. But here we're going to, I'll just undo that. We want to actually change this because we've gone to print it and the contrast just isn't as great as we wanted to. We want to lighten it up a little bit. So we're going to go to color and we're going to scroll down here and see what white looks like. Now white is really nice. It's got a really great contrast. It will use a little bit less ink if that's something you're focusing on as well. But if we want to undo that, we might want to even have the slightest hint of blue. So we'll go up to this color wheel. And as you can see, when we change it, the color, it absolutely changes too. Okay, so we might want to go just super, super light. So as you can see, between the two, I'll show you the difference. So this is the new color, this is the old color. There is such a small variation, but sometimes that can make all the difference when you're actually printing. So we've tweaked this here. We're really happy with the details and we're happy with the color and the contrast. Let's say we want to add another flower. So we want to click on this element. There's the purple box. And then this little one here is duplicate. So we've just duplicated that because we want to have one down the bottom. And instead of having them facing the same way, we're going to rotate as well. Okay, so here we go. We've rotated it. Now all these different elements are here. And you can go to, obviously, if you haven't used anything before, then there's nothing going to be there, but you can search. So you might want to have blue flower, okay, and see all. Now all of these with the little crown, that's for the Pro option. So you can upgrade your Canva account if that's something you want to do to add any of these Pro elements. But if you want to, you can filter to free, click out of it, and then every single one of these is free, which is wonderful. So you would just choose what you think would suit. So let's have a look at this. This is a beautiful watercolor rose, very similar. So you might add it and go, does that work? It's okay, but we're going to get rid of it because it's not really super in keeping with what we want. This one might be a little bit better, a little bit lighter as well. So we're just going to do that and we might add it a little bit too. Okay, so that just adds a little bit of extra zhuzh. You might want to type in rose. Let's say you're really going for that beautiful Baroque Rococo French theme. So let's say we want to get rid of all of them. And there's this beautiful coloration here, which goes so beautifully with the blue because it's all in that color palette. You could actually do that as well. And again, these are all free because just up here, we've actually done the free version. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. And if we go to Magic Recommends, you can see all of the different embellishments in the similar sort of style. Canva picks them out all for you. So we're just going to add that. And there we go. Finally, look here, if you want to change the type of text, you can just, very similar again to Windows, just click here and then these are all the different types of fonts that you have. And again, we can select the free one and you might want to change that to Glacial Indifference and then we're going to just do the uppercase like that. And we're going to center it a little bit better just so it looks right. Okay, if we go back to our grid view, we're going to get rid of Baby Sprinkle. We're going to delete the page and we're going to get rid of those multiples because Mama to be is only having one baby. And there we have, we're ready for our test print. Now, if you want to duplicate, you can just duplicate them. So we're going to duplicate it. Now we can actually do two invitations to an A4 page. So we'll print this on one A4, these two on another, and these two on another. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go Share, Download, and we want to select Best for Printing. Okay, flatten it, because that is actually going to make it one big image. It's actually going to make it a much smaller file size if you're taking it to a printer on a USB. And see how it says best for professional printing. You want CMYK. RGB is for digital, so that's on phone. This is to make sure you've got the best color for printing. So that's what we want to choose. And we want to select all the pages. Okay, if you only wanted to do every second one, you could, but we're going to select all. We're going to hit done and download. So we're just going to wait for it to download. It's going to pop up in our PDF reader, and then we will be able to save it and do our test print, and then we can print it in bulk. It's also good just to get someone to have a look over it, just to make sure that you've got no spelling errors or anything like that with your edits. So here we go. We've got our lovely, beautiful invitations. We've tweaked it. We've made sure the color's right. And as you can see, everything is ready to go. Now, you can keep these flowers and embellishments different, but if you really wanted to, you could always copy the same ones across. So if we go back to the document, I'll show you. So the way you do that is you just click here and here. Okay, we're going to do Control C. That's our shortcut. We're going to delete that, and Control V pops it right back in that spot for us. Okay, so we're going to delete, Control V. Okay, perfect. So let's get back to our baby shower invitations. So you are all ready to go. That is all ready to go for you to print. Do your test print. Make sure you're happy with it. And if you want it even smaller, you can do that too. We'll head back quickly and I'll just show you how to do a picture if you want to share it digitally. So we're going to go download. You don't need to change it from PNG. Okay. And instead of doing all of the 6 pages, what you want to do is you just want to go page 1, page 3, and page 5. And you want to download them as a PNG. Okay, so those 3 are going to download onto your computer as a picture. You're going to have all 3 of them, and you can just pop them out in a really bulk text message if you'd like to, or you can just send it out to 1 or 2 people. Maybe you don't have their mailing address. So that's another option. And then here we go. There's 1, and they actually save as individual photos. So there's 1, and there's 3. If you have the Canva app on your phone, then you can very easily down these, and these will just be added to your photo library. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, guys. I'm really happy that you are able to celebrate this wonderful event, and I'm so happy to be a part of it just by designing these for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Just message me through my Etsy shop. Have a look at the FAQ section as well, because there's information on there too. And also leave a review if you can, if you love my stuff and our stuff, because that will just help us at our little shop. Just keep us going a little bit further. Great day, and thanks so much.